What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to do something absolutely insane. I've heard so many of you say you want to start your own business but don't know where to begin. So I'm going to show you step by step how to start a milk business from scratch and actually make money. And to prove it's possible for anyone, I'm starting with literally $0. This isn't just a theory. We are doing this for real right now in this video. I'm going to turn this simple idea into a profitable business, and I'm taking you all along for the ride. We're going to cover everything you need to know, from finding your first customer to delivering your first bottle of milk. A lot of people think you need a ton of money or a complicated business degree to be an entrepreneur, but that's just not true. Sometimes, the best ideas are the simplest ones, and a milk business is a perfect example. It's a product everyone needs, and there's a huge opportunity to do it better, fresher, and with a personal touch that big companies just can't match. We're going to break down the entire process into 5 simple, easy-to-follow chapters. So, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur ready to change your life, you are in the right place. This video could be the start of your journey to financial freedom. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because you are not going to want to miss a single second of this challenge. We're about to build a business together, from the ground up. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first. Before we even think about buying a single cow or a bottle, we need to do our homework. This is the most important step, and it's completely free. It's called market research, and it's basically our secret weapon. I went out into my local neighborhood and literally started talking to people. I asked them questions like, where do you buy your milk? How much do you pay? What if I could deliver fresher milk right to your door every morning? The goal here is to figure out if people actually want what we're planning to sell. You can't just assume. You have to know for sure. I spent an entire day just gathering information. I walked into local grocery stores and cafes to see what brands they were selling and for how much. This is called checking out the competition. Who are the big players in my area? What are their weaknesses? I noticed most of the milk in stores was days old and came from hundreds of miles away. That's our opening. We can offer something they can't: ultimate freshness and local service. I even created a simple online poll and shared it on my local community's Facebook page to get even more data. Knowledge is power, and right now, we're building our entire empire on it. The information we gathered is pure gold. We now know exactly what people are looking for and what they're willing to pay. We've identified a gap in the market for fresh, locally sourced milk delivered with a smile. This research phase didn't cost a penny, but it's the foundation of our entire business strategy. We're not just guessing anymore. We have a clear target. We know our mission. Now that we have the intel, it's time to move on to the next chapter and build our master plan. This is where it gets really exciting. Okay, we've done our research. Now it's time to create our business plan. This sounds super formal and scary, but it's not. Think of it as a treasure map that leads us to the money. The first thing on our map is the budget. Since we're starting with $0, our initial budget is all about being creative. Our biggest costs will be sourcing the milk and getting it to our customers. So my plan is to pre-sell the milk. I'm going back to those people who said they were interested and asking them to pay for the first week up front. This way, we use their money to fund the initial purchase. It's a zero-risk strategy. Next up, sourcing. Where are we going to get our milk? We need a source that is reliable, high quality, and affordable. We'll dive deeper into this in the next chapter. But for now, our plan includes identifying 2 or 3 potential local farms to partner with. Having backups is crucial. You never want to be left without a product to sell. And finally, marketing. How will people find out about us? Our plan is simple and cheap: word of mouth and a basic social media presence. We'll create an Instagram page showcasing the freshness of our milk and the story of our local farm partner. Happy customers will be our best advertisers. So, let's recap the plan. Phase 1. Pre-sell to our first 10 customers to generate initial cash flow. Phase 2. Use that cash to buy the first batch of fresh milk from a local supplier. Phase 3. Deliver the milk ourselves using a cooler and my own car to keep costs down. Phase 4. Encourage our first customers to tell their friends, creating a ripple effect. This plan is our roadmap. It's simple, it's effective, and it requires almost no starting capital. Now that we have the map, it's time to find our treasure, the milk. This is the moment of truth. A milk business is nothing without amazing milk. We need to find a supplier that provides the best quality product because that's our main selling point. Remember, we're competing against big corporations with a promise of freshness. So, I jumped in my car and drove out to the countryside to visit local dairy farms. I didn't just call them. I wanted to see the operation with my own eyes. I wanted to see the cows, check for cleanliness, and talk to the farmers themselves. Building a personal relationship with your supplier is a massive advantage. I visited 3 different farms. The first one was huge, but it felt too corporate and their prices were surprisingly high. The second one was smaller, but the farmer didn't seem too interested in working with a small-time beginner like me. But the third farm, it was perfect. It was a family-run operation with about 50 cows. The farmer, a guy named John, was incredibly passionate about his animals and the quality of his milk. He showed me his entire process, and everything was spotless. He loved the idea of his milk going directly to local families instead of a giant processing plant. We shook hands and made a deal. We negotiated a fair price, and here's the best part. Because I explained my pre-sale model, he agreed to let me pay him after I collect the money from my first customers. This is huge. This personal connection and trust are something you can't get from a big company. For those who don't have farms nearby, you could even consider starting super small by buying a single cow or a couple of goats if you have the space. But for most people, partnering with a great local farmer like John is the ultimate key to success. We now have our source for liquid gold. We have the customers, we have the plan, and we have the milk. Now for the final piece of the puzzle: distribution. How do we get this fresh, delicious milk from the farm into the hands of our paying customers? This is where your service can really shine. Big companies just drop milk at a store. We are going to create an experience. My initial plan is super simple to keep costs at 0. I'm going to use my own car and a couple of coolers packed with ice. Early in the morning, I'll drive to John's farm, pick up the fresh milk in sanitized glass bottles, and start my delivery route. I created a route map using a free online tool to make sure I'm driving as efficiently as possible, saving time and gas. Each bottle will have a simple, nice-looking tag with our business name and a thank you note. These little personal touches are what people remember and what turns a one-time customer into a loyal fan. I'll be doing doorstep delivery, just like the classic milkman of the past. This provides incredible convenience for the customer. They wake up and fresh milk is waiting for them. It feels premium, but because we have low overhead, we can offer it at a competitive price. As the business grows, we can think about upgrading. Maybe we partner with a few local cafes or bakeries that want to use high-quality local milk. That would create a new revenue stream and get our name out there even more. Another option is setting up a small stall at a weekend farmers market. But for now, to prove this model works from 0, it's all about direct-to-customer delivery. It's the most profitable and allows us to build the strongest relationships. Let's load up the car and make our first delivery. The deliveries are happening, but how do we get from 10 customers to 100? It's time to shout about our business from the rooftops. This is the promotion phase, and again, we can do most of it for free. Our most powerful marketing tool is our existing customers. After their first delivery, I'm following up with a simple text asking how they like the milk. Then, I'm launching a referral program. If you love our milk, tell a friend. If they sign up, you both get your next bottle half price. This encourages word of mouth like crazy and rewards our loyal supporters. Next, we double down on social media. I'm posting high-quality photos and videos on our Instagram page every single day. I'm showing behind-the-scenes footage from the farm, introducing our cow of the week, and sharing customer testimonials, with their permission, of course. The key is to tell a story. People don't just buy milk, they buy the story of a young entrepreneur supporting a local farm and bringing freshness to the community. I'm also engaging with everyone who comments and messages, building a real community around our brand. To kick things up a notch, I'm going to run a little contest. I'll ask our followers to post a picture of their breakfast featuring our milk and tag us. The best photo wins a whole month of free milk. This generates a ton of user-generated content, which is basically free advertising for us. It gets people excited and involved. We're not just a milk company, we're a fun, local brand that people want to be a part of. All of these strategies cost nothing but time and creativity, and they will be the engine that drives our growth from a small side hustle to a real, profitable business. And just like that, we built a real, working, profitable milk business from absolutely nothing. We went from a simple idea to doing research, creating a plan, finding an amazing supplier, and delivering our very first bottles. We proved that you don't need a mountain of cash to become an entrepreneur. All you need is a good idea, a ton of hard work, and the courage to take that first step. I hope watching this journey has inspired you and shown you what's possible when you put your mind to it. This model can be applied to so many different local businesses, not just milk. The most important takeaway is to just start. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it will never come. Start small, learn as you go, and build on your successes. The power of connecting with your community and offering real value is a business superpower that can't be beaten. I challenge every single one of you watching this to think of one simple business you could start in your own neighborhood this week. It could be anything. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you just watched us take ours. Now, it's your turn to take yours. Thank you all so much for watching and for being a part of this incredible challenge. I had a blast building this with you. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, please smash that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more insane business challenges and ideas. Let me know in the comments what business you would start, or if you have any questions about the process. I'll be down there answering as many as I can. We'll see you in the next video.